Hello guys and welcome back to DarkHorse FM. Earlier this week we looked at the latest Knap tactic created for FMScout, the HolyGhostFire Tactic, an 18 variation tactical setup. It's a plug and play tactic really created for Football Manager 2022, and it was created by Knap. As I mentioned before, he's one of the best plug and play tactic creators in Football Manager community. So in this video, I know in the previous video we looked at the tactic in detail. We actually dissected all 18 tactics. You can check the link in the description for that video for the HolyGhostFire tactical dissection really. So in this video is actually going to be more of a tactic testing and more results based than tactical dissection anyway. So we're going to go over the teams in detail, the teams that we're using to test out this tactic, and also if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when new videos come up here on DarkHorse FM, and you can also turn on the notifications bell so you can stay up to date with those new videos. Here we actually look at Football Manager hints and tips, and we look at overachievement strategies, lower league saves, hidden teams in Football Manager, tips from the community that can actually help you get the best results out of this game. And basically, yeah, that's it to my knowledge anyway. So we'll get into the video, then we'll look at the teams, and then we're going to see how well they did with this tactic. The first team on this list is Toronto FC. They're actually, in my head, I think they're a Canadian team really, but they're in the MLS and it shows the United States flag here. So for some reason, I think they're a US team as well. But Toronto is something I attribute with Canada. But they are predicted to finish in 9th place, and we're going to see how well the tactic works out for them. The next team testing out the tactic for us is the Irish Premier Division side, Bohemians Football Club. Bohemian FC is actually in the Irish League. I just said that right now, right? Yeah, they are predicted to finish in 5th place, so we're going to see how well the tactic, or if the tactic actually helps them overachieve for some reason. The next team on the list is Manchester City. Normally they wouldn't be in this list of teams that I'm using to test out the tactic, but I know I've tested the tactic out with them before. But whenever I add Man City, there's always a unique reason why I'm doing that. So Erling Haaland is the reason why Manchester City is going to test out this tactic for us. I just want to see how many goals Haaland will be able to score using this tactic. The next team that we're going to be looking at is the team that was predicted to finish bottom in the Sky Bet Championship, Derby County. They are going through a tough spell right now as a club, and they have been deducted, let's say 21 points have been deducted from Derby County's points tally in the league, and we just want to see if they can actually turn around their season, if they can save their season using this HolyGhostFire tactic. Second to the last, Grasshopper Club Zurich. That's the next team that we're going to be testing out this tactic with. They are in the Swiss Super League and they're predicted to finish in 8th place. And close to Grasshopper is FC Zurich. They're also going to be testing out the tactic with their neighbors, Grasshopper Zurich, and they're also predicted to finish in 5th place as well. So it's tricky to see how both teams are going to do with this tactic in the Swiss Super League. There are other teams that are actually predicted to finish first, team like FC Basel and Young Boys, I guess. They're predicted to finish in the 1st and 2nd places, but we're going to see how the tactic works out for the two teams from Zurich. Quick overview of the tactic for those that might not have really clicked the link in the description to look at the detailed version of the tactic. It's a it's a 4-2-1-3 system, 2 wing backs, 2 ball playing defenders, 1 sweeper keeper on defend duty, and then there's deep line playmaker here on support duty as well. 2 advanced forwards. There are internal player instructions in the tactic. The sweeper keeper has this is what the wing backs instruction look like. It's identical on both sides, and then the ball playing defenders do have identical instructions as well. Not that much, they have same identical instructions. The deep line playmaker on support duty, same instructions, tackle harder, mark tighter. The 2 wingers have identical instructions, and these are their identical instructions. They have an attacking midfielder, no instructions for him, and then 2 advanced forwards. One player has dribble more instruction on him, and then the other advanced forward has, well, identical instructions. For the team mentality, then Knap actually opts for an attacking mentality like we looked at in the previous video, but then the out of possession, this is the way the team has been asked to behave. A lot of pressing, a lot of high pressing, a whole lot of pressing. In transition, the team has been asked to counter press and just to counter while they are attacking. When the team has possession of the ball, they have been asked to play with extremely high tempo, with shorter passing, trying to walk the ball into the box and play those low crosses. So let's just see how well the tactic turns out from that. So Toronto FC is the first of our teams that do not have a regular season compared to Europe. So we're going to start with their results with Toronto FC. Their season actually started in February, so they started off their season a lot earlier than everybody else, and then we're going to see how well they did. It kind of ended in November basically, but looking at the competition so far, Toronto FC lost in the final of the MLS. They somehow made it to the final. They lost to New York City, and then they finished 2nd in the MLS Supporters Shield, 66 points. And then my favorite, Austin FC, right up there as well. They won the league again, 67 points really. And then looking at Canadian championship. They won on penalty, so they won this competition on penalty, right? Yes, Toronto FC won this competition on penalty against Vancouver. They did lose in the quarterfinals FC Montreal, but that's how well their season went so far. Looking at the player stats of the MLS, I think I'm in the wrong table. Am I? Yep, probably. Let's just find the results for the league. Yeah, we found it. Toronto FC had 85 goals, the highest in the league, and the most points per game came from Austin FC. They had 1.91, so everybody wasn't really bagging points for free in this league, but somehow Toronto FC did well to score the highest amount of goals. They had the second highest amount of points per game, 1.83. They did quite well for themselves using this tactic, and considering that they were predicted to finish wherever they actually tailored them to finish in the league. But looking at their player stats, then you can see how many goals they were able to rack up. Most goals were scored by 3 players in that division: 25, 25, 25 by Patrick Klemala, Damir Krelak, and Brenner from Cincinnati. They all had 25 goals. So no player from Toronto FC against except Lorenzo Insigne. He scored 18 goals as opposed to the 25 by everybody else. But Insigne had the highest amount of assists in this division with 19. So he was scoring while creating chances, and he had the highest most player of the match awards as well. Wow. Off to Bohemians then, the Irish side. Let's look at how well they did in their own season. Predicted to finish 5th, I guess, and Bohemians actually went on to win the league with 94 points and a goal difference of 64. They are our class act in this particular league. They didn't win every other competition. I think they won the All-Ireland Champions Cup and then got knocked out on every other competition. They actually got knocked out in the qualifying round of the Euro 2. And they went to the semi-finals against Shamrock Rovers. This is probably going to the team I'm going to call Bohemians nemesis of sorts, really. So looking at the Irish League player stats, we can see the highest amount of goals came from Junior Ogedi Uzokwe. He's a Nigerian as well. 21 goals in the league, and then another Bohemian, J.K. Makirian, scored 51 goals, and then Ryan Cassidy as well. Most assists came from Tyreek Wilson, and then there's Chris Twardzek here as well, 17 and 10 assists. Twardzek is actually Canadian though. That's interesting. Looking at the most key passes, Tyreek Wilson as well. So the tactic actually did well for Bohemians, and when it comes to tactics that you're trying to use to get the most out of this game, try and get your team to score a lot of goals and create a lot of chances and try to overpower the opposition, the HolyGhostFire tactic is probably going to work out for you in this Football Manager game. Now that we got Bohemians done, we still have to look at the other EU teams. So I'm going to simulate the seasons up until the end of May 31st, 2022, and then we're going to see how well the other EU teams did, especially Erling Haaland. I'm actually waiting to see how well, how many goals he's going to be able to score using this HolyGhostFire tactic. And basically that's the way the tactic is shaped up, and we're going to come back in a few months time just to see how well the European sides did with the tactic. So now we're back on the 31st of May, and all the leagues are complete to my knowledge, and Toronto FC, although their season already finished a while ago and we've already seen Toronto FC's results, we're going to be looking at the results from all the other European sides. So first of the list we're going to have here is FC Zurich. How well did they do with the tactic, and well, how well did their season go? Currently Zurich are sitting in 5th place with 61 points, and they have a goal difference of 22. So let's just see how many goals they were able to score. Their counterparts Grasshopper, which is the other team that we also selected in this save, came 2nd in the division. Looking at the team stats then, Grasshopper and FC Zurich are the two teams that actually scored the highest amount of goals in the league, 95 and 84 respectively. Well, and then looking at the league in details just to see how the Swiss Super League went on. Looking at the league table then, Zurich, they lost 9 games and then won 17 of those games, so there were a lot of draws for FC Zurich. Grasshopper on the other hand actually won 20 games and then they lost 9, having a goal difference of 30. In the player stats, you can see a lot of Grasshoppers and FC Zurich players here. 25 goals each for Schley Kim Dem Hasaj. Yeah, I think I got his name correctly. Asan Sese also has 22 goals, and then another Grasshoppers players, Jung Sang Beam, had 21 goals. So there's a lot of goals in this tactic, like as expected. But defensively, I don't really know how the tactic is solid defensively. But the first tactic that we selected was probably not the most solid of them all, and if you go to all the 18 variations on the HolyGhostFire tactic, you probably find a bit more cautious tactics or a bit more cautious versions of the HolyGhostFire tactic that you can use for your save. With FC Zurich and Grasshoppers covered, the next team that we're going to be looking at, in fact the next player that we're going to be looking at, is Erling Haaland. Let's see how many goals he was able to bag at Manchester City, and indeed how well Manchester City did with the tactic. So they came second and third at the same time with Liverpool, but okay, coming second, they had the highest goal difference in the league, so they came second with 80 points, and then Manchester United, for some reason, Manchester United won the league. So probably Eric Ten Hag is their manager. That's something we're going to peek at. But Erling Haaland, we can see that he had the highest amount of goals with 42. But looking at the player stats, then most assists came from Martin Odegaard, and then a lot of Man City players, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and Jack Grealish. Erling Haaland had the highest amount of goals with 42, and Salah, which is the team that was coming next to Manchester City, both of them had 80 points anyway. Mo Salah had 23 goals in the league, and Haaland scored 42 goals. Looking at goals in all competitions, because I'm sure Man City did not only play the Premier League, we can see filtered by goals, Erling Haaland being the first had 57 goals in all competitions. For also something I've noticed, Julian Alvarez is also here. He scored 16 goals, but from what I'm seeing, it shows that the tactic kind of favors one player, so there isn't goals distributed across the entire side. You can see 16, and Foden is also there, probably playing as the attacking midfielder, and then there are also wide players as well. Bernardo Silva, Gabriel Jesus, they scored 14. I'm sure Gabriel Jesus had a good amount of games to play with, so 42 appearances, and then he scored 14 goals. Haaland had 57 appearances, so that's a goal per game, basically. That's a lot of appearances, really. 57. Wow. Looking at the amount of players that didn't score, the goalkeeper Ilkay Gundogan didn't get a goal. I don't know how many games he played. He's played twice. He played 2 games in all competitions. That's cruel, in my opinion. Ruben Diaz also had 7 goals. So there's a lot of set pieces going on there. Aymeric Laporte as well. He had 7 goals. Stones as well had 8. So a lot of set piece goals going in this tactic as well. Looking at Manchester City's setup. Now, this one is really close to my heart with Derby County. Initially, we remember Derby County were a team that were predicted to go into administration at the point, and then they had points deducted from their season. So let's just see how well Derby were able to do, if they were able to actually transform their season with this tactic. Looking at the competitions then, the team that won the league, Fulham, Bournemouth, and Blackburn Rovers, those are the 3 teams that actually got promoted, but Derby County managed to finish in 17th. So they had 21 points abducted, and then they finished in 17th place. That's just crazy. So Derby County actually didn't get relegated. They survived their season, and they can actually start pushing on from there and then build a fantastic season based off of what the result that they've just gotten right now. They're going to need new players, of course, but Derby County did well using the tactic. Looking at the player stats first of all, before we go into the teams, I'll just see who had the highest amount of goals. Most goals came from 2 players, Ben Brereton Diaz and Adam Ida. Most amount of assists, although, went to Derby County's Tom Lawrence and Nathan Bryan as well. They also had good assists, 19 and 14 respectively between them. And then looking at the team stats then, the most amount of goals came from Sheffield United, but then Sheffield United had 93 goals, while Derby, the team that finished 17th and had their magical season of redemption, had 91 goals. So you can imagine if Derby County actually started on a plain slate with everybody, they probably would have been fighting from promotion or something like that. So guys, that is a summary of the Knap HolyGhostFire Tactic tested in Football Manager 2022. So to stay up to date with more Football Manager content for FM 2021, FM 2022, and indeed previous Football Manager games as well, remember to subscribe to the channel and also turn on the notifications bell so you can get notified when new videos come up. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.